So for dividing fractions, first thing we're going to do is rewrite the fractions as improper fractions. The 3/5 is already a fraction. The 2 over 1, the 2 can be written as 2 over 1. Then we have a fraction divided by another fraction. Now the way that dividing by fractions work, the second step, what you're going to do is you're going to take the second fraction and flip it, and then change from dividing to multiplying. There's a special name for this. It's called multiplying by the reciprocal. Reciprocal in math is a fancy word for flipping. Flipping a fraction is the reciprocal. So we flip the second fraction and change it to multiplying. And then the steps are exactly the same as the steps for multiplying. How do we multiply fractions? We multiply the tops, we multiply the bottoms. So 3 times 1 would be 3. 5 times 2 would be 10. Then you write your fraction in lowest terms. But this one is already in lowest terms. So here is another example for us to try. 2/3 divided by 4/5. First of all, are there any mixed numbers that we need to change to improper fractions? No. We've got improper fractions. We've got fractions to begin with. So we can go already to step 2, which says flip the second fraction and multiply. Then how do we multiply fractions? We can multiply the tops. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 4 is 12. Can that be reduced? Because you can divide both 10 and 12 by 2. So we reduce it to get 5 out of 6. That's the final answer. Did anybody see this and say, Mr. JR, we can simplify on the diagonal there if we wanted to? Can you see the 2 and the 4? If you wanted to, we could have first said, I can simplify that 2 and 4. What could 2 over 4 simplify to? 1 over 2. And had you done that and now multiply the tops, 1 times 5 is 5, and 3 times 2 is 6, you would have got the same answer. And this one, I don't think one is easier or harder than the other one. They're both the same because 10 over 12 was pretty easy to simplify. Sometimes it is easier to simplify early because then you don't have as big numbers to deal with. So here's one I want you to try. Has a negative sign in there as well. Okay, let's see how you did. First of all, flip the second one. So now it would be 9 over 5. And change it to multiply. My favorite kind of simplifying is here. You see there's a 5 and a 5? Those ones could simplify to 1 and 1. Because 5 divided by 5 is 1 and 1. And that's going to be nice because it's going to give us smaller numbers. So let's say you just simplify the 5 and the 5, and now you multiply the tops. 1 times 9 is 9. 6 times 1 is 6. And what's going to happen with that negative? We have a positive number times a negative number. It's going to stay negative. Can you simplify 9 over 6? Yes. They both divide by 3. So it's the same as negative 3 over 2. Another one to try. Okay, so first of all, we have to take the time to write them as improper fractions. So the 6 we could write as 6 over 1. Now we're dividing fraction divided by a fraction. Flip the second fraction. And it's always the second one that gets flipped, and change it to multiply. Who wants to simplify first and who wants to just multiply them? What do you want to do? Okay, we'll multiply. What's 6 times 5? 30. What's 1 times 4? Can 30 over 4 be simplified? Is there a number that divides them both? Divide them both by 2, so then I get 15 over 2. Can I simplify 15 over 2? No. So we're done. And you could leave it as 15 over 2. Or if you wanted to write this as a mixed fraction, how many full 2's are there before you get to 15? 7 full ones. And how many would be left? So this is the same as 7 1/2. One more example. Try this one. 2 2/3 divided by 3 3/8. Ooh. It's big numbers. So first of all, we have to change things to improper fractions. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 makes 8 over 3. Again, you can think of full chocolate bars. Chocolate bar that splits up into only 3 pieces. The 2 full chocolate bars would be 6 full pieces, and then you have 2 pieces more, giving you 8 over 3. Divided by, in the second one, 3 times 8 is 24, plus 3 gives you 27 over 8. Now we have one fraction divided by a fraction. So what we do is we flip the second one and multiply. Now we got a big number in there. The 27, that's a big number. Whenever I get big numbers, I'm going to check if I can simplify anything. Can you simplify 8 over 3? No. Can you simplify 8 over 27? No. Okay, I'll check diagonal. This diagonal I have 8 over 3? No. The other diagonal I have 8 over 27 again? No. It was worth checking, but in the end, we can't simplify any of them. So now we have to multiply the tops by the tops and the bottoms by the bottoms. What is 8 times 8? 64. 3 27s, 81. Excellent.